Your Majesty, Queen Silvia, children, and global friends, all those of you following the ceremony online, we welcome you to the ceremony of the World Children's Prize Decade Child Rights Hero at Gripsholm Castle in Mariefred. Millions of children all over the world know that Mariefred in Sweden is the home of the World Children's Prize. I, Kim Fusire of Zimbabwe, will be your Master of Ceremonies. My fellow members of the World Children's Prize International Child's Jury here on stage would jointly like to welcome you. This is how Sesetu welcomes you. This is our third attempt to hold this ceremony. When the pandemic hit more than 2 years ago, all we jurors and our dear musicians from South Africa were still children. Now some of us have retired as children and are young adults. But we are all here to experience this ceremony together with you. When the World Children's Prize was born in the year 2000, 3 children out of the billions of children whose rights were violated during the 20th century were honored posthumously. They were the murdered former child slave Iqbal Masih from Pakistan, Anne Frank, the young Jewish girl who died in a German concentration camp in 1945, and Hector Peterson, who was shot dead by the apartheid police at the age of 12 in Soweto, South Africa in 1976. Anne and Hector were our first honorary award laureates. The first World Children's Prize was awarded to Iqbal Masih. Iqbal worked as a bonded slave in a carpet factory from dawn until dusk. At times, he was also forced to work at night. If he fell asleep, Iqbal was beaten. When he was freed, Iqbal started going to school and standing up for the rights of working children. 2 years later, on the 16th of April, 1995, Iqbal was murdered. Since then, he has become a symbol of the struggle against child labor and slavery. when the first World Children's Prize was awarded to Iqbal in 2000, there was not a single Global Friend school. This is what we call the schools that stand behind the World Children's Prize. Today, 74,786 schools in 120 countries have registered as Global Friend schools supporting the World Children's Prize. And some of them help to implement the program in their countries. To date, 849 organizations are registered as supporters of the World Children's Prize. Some of them help to implement the program in their country. We also cooperate with ministries and departments of education. The World Children's Prize program educates and empowers not only us children, but also our teachers. It fits into most school subjects and can be built into any child rights program of any organization. We invite honorary adult friends to become patrons of our prize and program. Her Majesty, Queen Silvia of Sweden, was our first honorary adult friend. Our patrons include the late Nelson Mandela and Desmond Tutu, Malala Yousafzai, former Swedish prime ministers, and ministers for children. This is Mr. Mandela's commitment to us.
No, this is good. You have our support whether we're alive or in the grave.
We love that, sir. We love that, Dad.
No, thank you. You'll give my regards to the other children in South Africa and elsewhere.
Okay, Dad.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Abulela.
Okay. Yes.
We will today welcome a young honorary adult friend and patron. Her special mission will be to stand up for girls' rights. She is our singer here today and Idols winner of South Africa, Yanga. I call upon Her Majesty, Queen Silvia, to present the Honorary Adult Friend Globe to Yanga Sobetwa. The World Children's Prize Program educates and empowers us children to become humane change makers, working for the equal value of all people, respect for the rights of the child and democracy, and sustainable development. Some of us children are trained as child rights ambassadors. The annual World Children's Prize Program begins with us children studying the rights of the child and discussing the violations of these rights in our own lives and countries. We study our global educational material, the Globe. In the Globe, we not only read about, but experience the work of the child rights heroes. They give inspiration, hope, and faith in the future to millions of children. We experience the rights of the child through the life stories of our global peers for whom the heroes fight, from the life experiences of the jury children, and from the stories of participating children around the world. We will now see an extract from a film on UR in Sweden about Swedish children taking part in the World Children's Prize Program.
Uppdrag Framtid landar på Gateskolan i Arvika. Här kämpar eleverna för att alla barn ska känna till sina rättigheter och de globala målen.
Jag heter Ian.
Jag heter Beata.
Jag heter Samra Witt.
Och jag heter Viggo.
Och vi jobbar med World Children's Prize.
Ja, men vi jobbar ju med WCP för att vi ska få reda lite mer på vad det är som händer i världen och
lära oss om våra rättigheter.
Ja, precis.
World Children's Prize, WCP, är en organisation som jobbar med skolor över hela världen för att upplysa om barns rättigheter. Varje år springer barn världen över jorden runt-loppet för att stoppa orättvisor. De får också rösta på kandidater till det fina barnrättspriset. Kandidaterna är hjältar som kämpar för barns rättigheter på olika sätt.
Ja, vi håller på med ett grupparbete om James Kofi Annan. Och ja, det är en man som jobbar med att hjälpa barnslavar och han befriar dem från fiskebåtar och sånt. Ja, och så sitter vi här i Sverige och bara vad jobbigt att göra läxan.
Deras största dröm är
Ja, alltså liksom... Vi gör ju inte det här bara för att läraren säger nu ska du göra det här. Utan vi gör det för att liksom, vi vill och vi tycker det är intressant.
Mål 4, god utbildning. Mål 5, jämställdhet. Mål 8, anställningar, arbetsvillkor och ekonomisk tillväxt.
Vår kandidat jobbar med de globala målen 3, 4, 5, 8 och 16. Mål 3 är god hälsa och välbefinnande och menas med att alla ska ha rätt till sjukvård och bra mat.
Jag vet inte riktigt vad hållbar utveckling är.
Nu ska vi måla plakat och ta med till jorden runt-loppet.
Plakat är viktiga för att man syns mycket mer. Så när vi går ner till Stadsparken som det heter här då, så liksom visar vi skyltarna och säger och så liksom så att folk förstår att det är någonting som händer nu. Jag tycker inte det är jättekul att springa. Men när man gör det för någonting som är viktigt så är det, alltså då känner man ju bara jag skulle kunna springa 17 varv till.
Jag tycker om att engagera mig för att då kan man ändra på något.
Jag håller med.
Jag önskar att det skulle vara lite mer så jämnt mellan människor så att det inte är extremt fattiga och extremt rika.
Nej,
det skulle vara så jämnt.
When I was 6 years old, we fled from Eritrea. I had to leave my grandmother and everyone I loved. We spent 2 years in Sudan, and then we could fly to my father who lived in Sweden. I had not seen him in 5 years. Everything was different in Sweden. I had never seen snow before, and no one here was afraid of wars. I really like working with the World Children's Prize Program. I have learned about people who fight for children's rights. I have learned the right that I have by taking part in the program. I have learned a lot about girls' rights. For me, it is important that everyone around the world make sure that girls' rights are a priority. Leaders around the world should put this on the top of their agenda. It is really cool that millions of children take part in the program at the same time. It makes sure that we, the children, know about our rights. I think that the child rights heroes are super cool and very brave. They are my heroes. I think that everyone should be treated the same, no matter what religion or skin color you have.
I live an ordinary life. I play floorball and work out at the gym. I play video games and hang out with my friends. During the work with the World's Children's Prize, I started talking with my parents about what is going on around the world. War is the worst thing imaginable, and seeing all the trauma that is going on in Ukraine at the moment really makes me sad. What is good about the World's Children's Prize program is that I have learned about children's rights. I now have more knowledge about how girls are treated and their rights. I didn't know so much before I entered the program. World's Children's Prize has helped a lot of children to learn about their rights, something they wouldn't know otherwise. I strongly believe that taking part in the World's Children's Prize program has made an impact on me and changed the way I look upon the world we all live in. I really do believe that the child rights heroes are more powerful than any superheroes you see in the movies. The most important global goal for me, personally, is number 2, zero hunger. Everyone should have the right to a good life, but to accomplish that, we all need to work together as a team. I am sure that if all children around the world could take part in the program, we could create a better future for everyone, because we, the children, are the future. Thank you.
It is children like these that give so much hope for tomorrow, am I right? Yanga, may you please introduce the band members to us before your next song?
Absolutely. On keys, we have Curtly. On bass, we have Keithan. And on drums, we have the lovely Carla. On my right is Simtandile, and on my left is Tado.
Oh,
setine kriebo treka pambili uhokwendene tiahamba hokwendene tipeke goli sanalo kini abeti no mama setine kriebo treka pambili uhokwendene tiahamba hokwendene tipeke goli sanalo tiakotoli awa tiakotoli nginginale rakiptaga mama ioti ahamba ioti pege goli sanalo tiakotoli awa tiakotoli nginginale rakiptaga mama ioti ahamba ioti pege goli sanalo was
Guys, wow. There are often special projects integrated in the World Children's Prize Program, one of the latest being the Peace and Changemaker Generation. The project, funded by the Swedish Postcard Lottery, has been implemented in partnership with Peace Parks Foundation. During a 2-day trainings, close to 2,000 children, 1,000 teachers, and 100 local leaders have been trained with focus on girls' equal rights and wildlife. The teachers and the trained children have then involved all 100,000 children in an area in and close to the national parks Limpopo in Mozambique and Gonare-Jou in Zimbabwe. Amukelo in Zimbabwe is one of the children.
Ndakaita rombo rakanaka ndikapiwa bhasikoro nevechilojo club vanoshanda neveGonare-Jou National Park. Shuviro yangu ndeyekuva ranger kana accountant munochengetedza kodzero dzemhuka. Ndinotenda nebhasikoro randakawana nokuti shuviro yangu yave kuzozadzikiswa. Zvikoro zvizhinji zviri kure nevana, vakomana nevarume vanotora mukana uyu voshungurudza vana munzira vachienda kuchikoro. Ndaifamba maawara anopfuura 2 kuenda kuchikoro, asi pandakapiwa bhasikoro ndave kusvika kuchikoro nenguva. Kumba kwakachena, ndinoenda nemunin'ina wangu Abigail takachengetedzeka kuchikoro. Ndinofara nokuti ndiri kukwanisa kuenda kuchikoro. Vasikana vakawanda vanomanikidzwa kusiya chikoro nokuda kwenzara kana neurombo. Mumhuri dzemwanakomana nemwanasikana pakange pawanikwa mari yokuendesa mwana mumwe kuchikoro, mwanakomana ndiyo anoendeswa mberi nedzidzo. Vasikana vazhinji vezera rangu vanorowodzwa vorega kuenda kuchikoro. Kurambidza mwanasikana kuenda kuchikoro kwakashata nokuti unenge wakanganisa kodzero dzake. Inini ndiri Peace and Changemaker Generation Ambassador. Ndakaenda kunodzidziswa kwemazuva anokwana 2 kuti ndive ambassador. Takadzidziswa pamusoro pe-children's rights, United Nations Sustainable Goals, environment ne-wildlife. Takarara pachikoro nevana vanobva kuzvikoro zvakasiyana-siyana uye nenguva dzemanheru taiokera TV.
We welcome you to the ceremony of the World Children's Prize for the Rights of the Child. This year, I will do less talking and let 2 young fellow Zimbabweans be your hosts presenting the WCP program.
Semumiriri we-Peace and Changemaker Generation, ndinoda kurira kodzero dzemwanasikana. Ndikapedza zvidzidzo zvesekondari, ndinobva ndachengetedza bhasikoro rangu robva rava rangu zvachose. Nokuda kwebhasikoro rangu, ndave kuzokwanisa kuzadzisa shuviro yangu yokuzoshanda kunochengetedzwa mhuka.
Neither the World Children's Prize program nor the special projects can be implemented without dedicated work by the partner organizations of the World Children's Prize Foundation. Shamwari Mwanasikana, meaning exclusive friend of the girl child in Zimbabwe, and SANTAC, the Southern Africa Network Against Trafficking and Abuse of Children in Mozambique. Both involved the national and local departments of education, and together with them, they organized the Peace and Changemaker Generation trainings. SYS and SANTAC also implemented the training on child rights with focus on girls' rights. We would like to honor SYS and SANTAC not only for their organizing of the Peace and Changemaker Generation trainings, but also for their implementation of other special projects and the annual World Children's Prize program. I call upon Her Majesty, Queen Silvia, to present our crystal globe to Shangwari Mwanasikana, represented by Florence Mutake, and SANTAC, represented by Leah Boaventura. Peace Parks Foundation has implemented the wildlife parts of the Peace and Changemaker Generation trainings. We will now meet Paolo in Mozambique.
ni sungunile ku hlota tinhongo ni dye njhani tingwana ta mina. Loko maphorisa ma hi vona minkama yo tala a duvula tibala ta maboraxa 3 wa tingwana ta mina ti file. Hi tsutsuma ku ti vhikelela. Lomu i ntumbuluko hlota va bava va ri loko hi nga hloti ta maswa hi ku a ku na mitirho vanhu vanyingi va ya ku hloteni va ta kuma mali. Bava wa mina u hlota marini ya Joni. Swinyingi swa ku xonga lomu kaya swi vuya hi ku hlota xibejwana. Vanyingi vahloti va petiwa majele a Joni. Vanyingi va dlawa. Maphorisa ma dlawa eNyipi. A ni swi lavi ku hlota, a ni lavi ku endla xigevenga xa swiharhi. Ni lava ku maha phoyisa ra swiharhi. A phoyisa i ntirho winene, u maha swinene loko u vhikelela swiharhi ku fana ni swibejwana. Nambi bava wa mina a lava ni maha swin'wana, a nga ha lavi ni hlota, a chava a ku ni fa. Swoswi a ni tivi ku ni nga ha maha phorisa ra swiharhi ku ni tshikile ku ya xikolweni.
All children who were trained in Mozambique now see Ranger Mira as a role model. So do the millions of children who have read the story about Mira in our global educational instruction material, The Globe, or in the Peace and Changemaker booklet. Mira is one of few female rangers in Limpopo, and she trained the children on wildlife and the negative effects of poaching. Mira also stands up for girls' rights. Her real name is Lucresentia Makwakwa, and we are very happy to have her here today. In Zimbabwe, God Knows Nyuani, from Peace Parks Foundation's partner, African Wildlife Conservation Fund, was the wildlife trainer. We would like to thank you and honor our Peace and Changemaker generation partners. I call upon Her Majesty, Queen Silvia, to present our crystal globe to Peace Parks Foundation, represented by Nita Verhoef, who coordinated the wildlife part of the project. African Wildlife Conservation Fund, represented by God Knows Nyuani, and a personal globe to Lucresentia Mira Makwakwa. Now I can safely say I have seen a bundle of joy in real life. As many of you might have understood, my passion is girls' rights. In Zimbabwe, as in many countries, poor girls are carrying a heavy burden from the pandemic. Many have been forced into early marriage and to leave school. Our new friend and fellow jury member, Alcina from Mozambique, is one of these girls. This is her story. Alcina is growing up in a village near Limpopo National Park in Mozambique. Her father is the first poacher in the area, but when the rangers start protecting the wild animals, he gives it up. When he stops poaching, the family becomes extremely poor. When Alcina is 13 and in 5th grade, a 40-year-old man who is a rhino hunter starts paying visits to her family and offering her parents money, food, beer, and clothes. Alcina's parents force her to marry the man despite him already being married, and she has to quit school against her will. Alcina moves to the man's village, and she has a little son when she's barely 14 years old. In November 2021, the head teacher of Alcina's school takes part in a 2-day course during which he learns about children's rights and equal rights for girls. He also learns about wildlife and the consequences of poaching. A month later, in December 2021, Alcina takes a walk to a home village. She meets her head teacher, who asks why she quit school. Alcina tells him about all the terrible things that have happened. The head teacher goes straight to her parents. He tells them that in Mozambique, it is a crime to force your child to marry. He asks the parents to let Alcina and her son come home and to let her start school again. Once the parents understand that there are laws prohibiting child marriage, they agree. Before I did the course, I did not know much about children's rights or that girls should have the same rights as boys. The situation for children is not good here. Many quit school, the boys to find work and tend the cattle, and the girls to be married off, explains the head teacher, adding, since the course which I attended, along with 4 of my students who became child rights ambassadors, the rights of the child and equal rights for girls have a place at my school. When she walked to her home village that day in December, Alcina was very unhappy and didn't know what to do. But the meeting with her head teacher and the knowledge he gained about girls' rights from the World Children's Prize and Peace and Changemaker Generation course have turned her life around. I have started a small chicken rearing project at our home. My dad made a makeshift chicken run for me. I'm rearing broilers for sale, and I've helped a few girls in the rural areas to go to school. I'm very excited because the project helps me to uphold the children's right to education. I hope the project will grow so that I can help many other children go to school. More girls in Alcina's area in Mozambique and in rural areas in Zimbabwe who were married off and had to leave school during the pandemic will be empowered and helped back to school in the new World Children's Prize project, My Right and My Future. A Swedish mother and her 2 daughters make this project possible, and we hope it will grow with the support also from other donors.
Everybody got their scars, trying to hide it, living a life behind bars. We don't know who we are. Can we all have a little grace, a little love for the human race? Can you take me by the hand, lead me to the promised land? Hapo uyakona, sasa za utando, uibone makupeni yako, sino kwenza oku, simelane kunye nenzondo. Sasa za utando, uibone makupeni yako, sino kwenza oku, simelane kunye nenzondo. Breathe, stop beating yourself up about it. Speak, uzoibone ndlela, get to it. Uyayazi, you're not the only one. Siyavuka, siyapusha panda man. Kunzima, but I'm still standing. So enough, you'll see the silver lining, yeah. Can we all have a little grace? Oh, a little love for the human race. Oh, can you take me by the hand and lead me to the promised land? Hapo uyakona, sasa za utando, uibone makupeni yako, sino kwenza oku, simelane kunye nenzondo. Sasa za utando, uibone makupeni yako, sino kwenza oku, simelane kunye nenzondo. Sasa za utando, simelane kunye nenzondo. Uibone makupeni yako, sino kwenza oku, simelane kunye nenzondo. Aye, 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 lelele mama we. Aye, 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 lele, lele. Aye, 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 lele.
Her Majesty's own foundation, Care About the Children, makes the project Toi, Ma, Mem, Droit, You, Me, Equal Rights, in the 3 West African countries, Benin, Burkina Faso, and Senegal, possible. This is a project educating about and promoting girls' equal rights. This is how it is presented by 2 web news stations in Benin.
Au niveau de cette formation, nous avons appris nos droits en tant que filles et aussi qu'il doit y avoir égalité entre les sexes de l'homme et de la femme.
Arrêtez de faire la discrimination des sexes. Les garçons et les filles ont les mêmes droits. Et s'il y a discrimination, c'est un délit, un crime qui pourrait être puni par la loi.
L'égalité des sexes, le droit à l'égalité des filles, c'est l'objectif de cette formation de 2 jours, initiée par l'ONG GEC, Entendez juristes et co-consultes, en partenariat avec l'ONG suédoise The World Children Prize, pour la vulgarisation du programme Toi et moi, même droit. Et le choix des cibles est bien évocateur.
Et si l'enfant est bien formé, il pourra former ses pères, sa famille à la maison. La même chose pour les enseignants, ce sont eux qui vont accompagner leurs apprenants dans les écoles pour la réalisation de nos différentes activités. Au cours de cette formation, nous avons appris aux enfants qui sont des acteurs du changement et que par eux, nous voulons que tout le monde comprenne que la fille et le garçon ont le même droit, que la fille doit être mieux considérée, que doivent cesser les mauvais traitements qui sont faits aux filles.
Aujourd'hui, cette formation m'a permis de comprendre davantage, de savoir que le Bénin a signé une convention liée à la défense des droits des enfants. Et cela m'a permis maintenant de me préparer à d'abord accompagner les élus locaux de notre zone et d'évoluer tout en avertissant les chefs quartiers et créer des clubs pour que ces enfants aussi de la zone de Goudou, en particulier et en général de Calavi, à Bon-Calavi, puissent reconnaître leurs droits et savoir les défendre.
Étant donné que tu es une ambassadrice ou un ambassadeur des droits de l'enfant, tu dois te battre pour prouver aux autres et leur apprendre aussi ce que tu as appris sur les droits des enfants. Aussi, aller voir les sages de ton quartier, leur parler de laisser les filles aller à l'école.
J'ai retenu qu'il ne faut pas bafouer les droits des enfants, surtout celles des filles. Il faut contribuer à l'évolution pour que les enfants puissent être épanouis et poursuivre un bon cursus scolaire. Et pour ceux qui bafouent les droits des enfants, je leur demande à nous qui venons aussi dessus cette formation de sensibiliser les personnes âgées et aussi d'aider, de mobiliser nos camarades pour un monde meilleur.
These children in Benin are dancing down the streets with their placards demanding more respect for girls' rights. The students' placards from the Yumi Equal Rights Project are used when they are dancing and taking part in the Round the Globe Run for a Better World, in which 1.6 million children covered 121.4 circuits of the globe. It is the World Children's Prize International Child Jury who you see sitting here. We jury children are experts on the rights of the child from our own life experiences. We have 3 major missions besides hosting this ceremony. The first is to represent all children of the world with similar experiences. The second is to teach children of the world about various child rights issues through our life stories. Our third mission is to select the 3 final nominees of the year from the past year's nominations of Child Rights Heroes. This is the Jury 2022. Sesetu from South Africa represents differently abled children.
أنا عمر من فلسطين وأنا بمثل الأطفال اللي بيعيشوا تحت الاحتلال والأطفال اللي بيدعموا حوار السلام.
Omar from Palestine represents children in conflict zones, children who live under occupation, and children who support dialogue for peace.
אני שי מישראל, אני מייצג ילדים מאזורי סכסוך שמחפשים דיאלוג לשלום.
Shai from Israel represents children who grow up in conflict zones and who seek dialogue for peace.
My name is Turi from the United States of America, and I represent homeless children.
मैं शमून हूँ और मैं ऐसे बच्चों का नुमाइंदा हूँ जो जबरी मशक्क़त और ग़ुलामी में ज़िंदगी गुजारते हैं और ऐसे बच्चे जिनका अंदराज कभी दर्ज नहीं होता.
Shamoon from Pakistan represents child laborers, slave children, and children who don't exist because their births were never registered.
Sunt Dario, sunt din România, iar eu reprezint copiii care cresc în centru de plasament și care sunt discriminați pe motiv de sărăcie sau pentru că sunt romi.
Dario from Romania represents children who grow up in children's homes and who are discriminated against because they are poor or because they are Roma or belong to a different minority ethnic group in their country.
म निता नेपालबाट र म ती बालबालिकाहरूको प्रतिनिधि गर्छु जो मानव बेचबिखन र यौन दुर्व्यवहारका शिकार भएका छन्.
Nita from Nepal represents children who have been exploited in the child sex trade.
Jag heter Milad från Sverige och jag representerar flyktingbarn och barn som växer upp i krigszoner.
Milad, I knew that was coming. Milad from Syria and Sweden represents displaced children and children growing up in war zones.
என் பெயர் ஆனந்தி. நான் இந்தியாவில் உள்ள தமிழ்நாட்டில் இருந்து வர்றேன். நான் பென்சிஸ் கொலையிலிருந்தும் திருமணத்திலிருந்தும் காப்பாற்றப்பட்ட குழந்தை.
Ananti from India represents children at risk of being forced into child marriage and girls at risk of being killed at birth.
Ako si Norian, kinakatawan ko ang mga batang biktima ng pang-aabusong sexual at exploitation.
Nori Ann from the Philippines represents children who have been exploited in the child sex trade.
Mina Alcina ndaka Mozambique nilani mayelana vatsongwana vasindzisiwaka ku chata vari vatsongo vatsikisiwa xikolo.
Alcina from Mozambique represents children who have been forced into child marriage and to leave school. And I, Kim, am an empowered change maker who fights for girls' equal rights in Zimbabwe. Many children have been trained and empowered on their rights by the World's Children's Prize Program since the year 2000. Every child that you see in this animation represents 1,000 children in reality. I want to challenge one of you to do what she did. That was awesome. millions and millions of the children who have taken part in the World's Children's Prize since the year 2000 have had their rights violated. Many of them did not know that they had rights before they were introduced to the World's Children's Prize program.
Tula mtwana, tula sana, tuluma muzobuya eguseni. Tula mtwana, tula sana, tuluma muzobuya eguseni.
I think we all agree that that was sensational. I know my vocabulary is nice. Each year, we children organize our democratic global votes for the rights of the child. This is how Karen children in Myanmar used to vote. But today, the Karen children hide from soldiers and bombs in the forest and study in open-air classrooms. We are here to honor 8 child rights heroes who had received the Voting Children's Award 2011 to 2019, and together have fought for more than 200 years for the most vulnerable children's rights. 7 of them will receive the Child Rights Hero Honorary Award, and 1 of them will become the World's Children's Prize Decade Child Rights Hero. They are all winners for their contribution to a better mankind. So sadly, 2 of our heroes, Manuel Rodriguez and Ana Malel, passed away in 2020 and 2021.
Manuel Rodriguez from Guinea-Bissau was blind from the age of 3. He dedicated his life to empowering and supporting blind children and other children with disabilities. Manuel and his organization Agris gave children the chance to go to school and live with dignity.
Decidi desde o princípio da minha vida lutar para as defesas e direitos das crianças com deficiência, cegas e deficientes. Porque fiquei cego de 3 anos de idade. A situação da criança cega e criança com deficiência na Guiné-Bissau é extremamente difícil. Foram abandonados pelas famílias e discriminados, desprezados pelas famílias. Onde não têm acesso à escola. No nosso lar temos uma criança chamada Adélia, abandonada pelo pai, e a mãe deitou essas crianças na floresta. De uma semana abaixo de chuva e o sol intenso, onde o mosquito e a mosca, onde a sujeira invadiram o corpo dela sem roupa. Agora conseguiram colher através dos pastores de ovelha. E a criança tornar-se pessoa da nossa família. A Graça tem um programa de resgate das crianças nas regiões, nas comunidades, e para crianças cegas e outras deficiências. Para fazer parte das crianças integradas, é preciso resgatar grupos de crianças abandonadas na região, que vivem na lar das crianças cegas em Bissau. Essas escolas não foram criadas só para os cegos, também têm participado outros alunos sem deficiência, para a introdução da educação inclusiva. Quando chegaram lá, formamos as famílias, após a reabilitação dessas crianças, em uma integração ativa junto da família, com a voz na seio de família, para a criança deve ser criança respeitada pela família, uma participação ativa no domínio do mercado de trabalho, no domínio de outras atividades. O mais importante para a nossa criança, dar uma nova vida e dar uma oportunidade, esperança no futuro, integração ativa. Eu nunca deixarei de lutar para a defesa de crianças cegas e deficientes.
Ana Malel fought for children with disabilities and children living in poverty from Maasai communities in rural Tanzania. She gave children the chance to go to school, have medical treatment and healthcare, and the opportunity to feel safe and loved.
In Tanzania, it is estimated that around 2 million children are disabled. But from my point of view, I think most of them are still hidden. So the number is bigger than what we have. And I think for a child to be isolated and not to be shown love, it makes a child to feel really pain. In Tanzania, disabled children, their rights are violated because they are not enrolled in schools, they are not taken to get medical treatment, they are hidden inside, they are not allowed to come out to play or to interact with other children. From 1990, I and Huduma Walemavu have been struggling, going to remote areas, having meetings with elders and families with disabled children to tell them about the rights of disabled children, being enrolled in normal schools, bringing them to the center so that we could provide them with crutches, wheelchairs, and all possible needs for disabled. And this will give them an opportunity when they are back to their families to start a new life or to be enrolled in schools. Every time when I see a disabled child after operation or after rehabilitation, that he can do much than before, it gives me strength, and I'm very proud, and I say I have to fight for more who are hidden inside so that they can be out and they can have new life like the ones who have already been treated.
Jina langu ni Lomnya Modoni. Na miaka 15, nilizaliwa nikiwa mlemavu wa miguu na sijawahi kutembea. Baba yangu alikuwa akininyima kutoka nje. Nilikuwa nikikaa ndani, sikuwa natoka nje. Maisha yangu yalikuwa ya shida sana. Nilikuwa nikipata shida kubwa sana na nilizania kwamba sintaweza kuishi tena. Kwa hiyo maisha yangu nilipata shida sana katika maisha yangu. Nilikuwa na miaka 8. Siku hiyo maisha yangu yalibadilika baada ya kuja kwa mama kunipeleka katika kituo cha walemavu. Kwa sasa nasikia vizuri kabisa kwa sababu naweza kufanya kazi zote. Naweza kwenda kuchunga mbuzi, ng'ombe na hata kusaidia kazi zingine nyumbani.
We are many million children who over the years have learned about Manuel's and Anna's love for children. We love them and will never forget them. We posthumously honor them with the Child Rights Hero Honorary Award.
I once was
I was sure I was going to meet a lot of great people, Her Royal Majesty, child rights heroes, but no one told me that there were going to be angels at the ceremony. We will now honor 3 child rights heroes who, for various reasons, can't be with us here today with the Child Rights Hero Honorary Award.
Marhabazi Nabigabi fights for children soldiers and other children who have been abused in violent conflict areas in the war-torn Democratic Republic of Congo. He and his organization, PIVES, run centers where children get food, healthcare, therapy, schooling, security, and love.
Phimie Noon fights for children growing up in poverty in Cambodia and the right to go to school. She and her organization, People's Improvement Organization, make sure the children's basic needs are fulfilled and encourage them to dream and develop their interests.
Rachel Lloyd fights for children, especially girls, who are abused in commercial sexual exploitation, also called domestic trafficking in the United States. She and her organization, GEMS, give girls safe housing, access to education, counseling, legal support, and love.
You guys should see Vigo smile from my seat. Hi, Vigo. 2 of the 3 remaining child rights heroes are here with us today.
James Kofi Annan works to combat child slavery in the fishing industry on Lake Volta in Ghana. As a child, James was himself forced into slave labor for 7 years on a fishing boat. James considers poverty to be the main reason why parents give up their children to slavers, which he thinks can only be tackled with education. Trafficked children who are rescued from slavery get shelter, therapy, and can go to school at his organization, Challenging Heights, until they are well enough to be reunited with their families.
I believe that we should never again allow any child to suffer the same abuses that I went through. At the age of 6, I was also sold into slavery in the fishing communities on Lake Volta.
Papa na kwata ncha wo ejini. Mbe bebre wa mayendbe. Mbe so mayedbe so mayena. Na otan boya so kan. Nti ye pede nke ye gwan be ye mami wo. Ansi aya ntumba. Dakubi, there was so many Juma. Innocent James, Oba family come mamma.
Yeah, I'm not
We are on our way now to the voter leg to rescue 2 children, but the outcome is 50-50.
We can save so many other children from the clutches of slavery and give them a voice and give them a life, and for them to be children once again.
Asami, I was saying, if you seen one year, the Nippon, I'm a could be a
Ashok the Alchand fights child marriage and demands respect for girls' equal rights in India and beyond. In order to protect and empower girls, Ashok and his organization IHMP help them to run clubs where girls strengthen their knowledge and self-confidence. They also support each other in convincing parents not to force them into marriage and to allow them to finish school. In Ashok's boys' clubs, boys and young men learn about child marriage and to stand up for girls' equal rights.
The oppression and discrimination against the girl child starts even when the girl is in her mother's womb. This is a result of sex-determined abortions and female infanticide. Nothing violates a girl's fundamental rights as early and forced child marriage. In India, every day 15,600 girls get married at a median age of almost 15 years.
त्या दिवशी मी नेहमीप्रमाणे माझे घरचे काम करीत होते. जेव्हा मी 13 वर्षाची असताना माझ्या घरी एक लग्नाचं स्थळ आलं होतं. मला वाटलं आता माझं काही खरं नाही आणि मला वाटलं का आता मला शाळा पण सोडावी लागेल आणि माझं स्वातंत्र्य पण नाही होणार. जेव्हा मी जीवन कौशल्य अभ्यासक्रम याच्या शिकले की लहान वयात लग्न केले धोकादायक असू शकते, ते मी माझे आई वडिलांनी पटवून सांगितले व ते माझे लग्न थांबू शकले.
We empower girls such that they are able to negotiate with their parents to delay their age at marriage. Almost 50,000 girls in 500 different villages have benefited from our programs and interventions so far. Since this program started, the median age at marriage for girls has gone up from 14 years to 17 years. We will not rest till it goes beyond 20 years of age.
मी गावात पीयर लीडर आहे. मी मुलींचे सत्र घेते. मुलींना सत्र शिकवते की मुलींचे हक्क, त्यामुळे त्यांना त्यांचे लहान वयात लग्न थांबू शकता. नमस्कार. आज आपण बाल विवाह आणि मुलींचे हक्क याविषयी चर्चा करणार आहोत.
In order of creating a gender equitable society that respects the fundamental rights of girls, we have started a life skills education program for boys and young men.
आम्ही मुलींच्या हक्काविषयी गावातले लोकांना सांगतो आणि तसंच रॅली पण काढतो आणि त्याच्या नाटक साजरा पण करतो.
I know she remembers. I said it before, and I'll say this once again. Sweden has itself a hard-working queen. I call upon Her Majesty, Queen Silvia, to present the Child Rights Hero Honorary Award to James Kofi Annan and Ashok Dialchand. In 2014, Malala received the World Children's Prize for the Rights of the Child.
Malala Yousafzai Malik fights for girls' right to go to school and live a life in freedom. She and her organization Malala Fund support local activists in Pakistan and other countries around the world where girls suffer injustice and violence. Malala wants world leaders to keep their promises to vulnerable girls. She makes sure that girls themselves get to tell their stories and demand respect for their rights. Malala has created a global movement aiming to ensure that every girl receives 12 years of free education in a safe environment.
हमें इस बात पर फ़ख्र होना चाहिए कि हम में से एक लड़की उठी है और वो पाकिस्तान बल्कि पूरी एशिया में बस एक ही लड़की है, एक सिंबॉलिक लड़की है।
मैं ऐसा पाकिस्तान देखती हूँ जहाँ सब बच्चे तालीम याफ्ता हो, जहाँ स्कूल्स हो, जहाँ सेहत का ख्याल रखा जाए, जहाँ पे सफाई हो।
सवात में लड़कियों की तालीम के लिए जिद्दोजहद करने वाली बच्ची मलाला यूसुफजई की गाड़ी पर फायरिंग, मलाला यूसुफजई समेत 3 बच्चियां जख्मी।
जब लड़का ऊपर आ गया विंड में मैदान में खड़ा होकर और उसने कहा कि आप में से मलाला कौन है। लेकिन जब उसके हाथ में हम पिस्तौल देकर तो हम बहुत चीखे मारे और कहा कि नहीं, बचाओ बचाओ।
जो शख्स पीछे है तो उन्होंने हमसे पूछा कि आप में से मलाला यूसुफजई कौन है, तो हमने सब उसकी तरफ देखा।
मलाला को देखकर उसने डायरेक्ट फायरिंग की। जब मलाला को फायर लगी तो वो वन में एकदम नीचे गिर गई।
हमारे स्कूल को बम से उड़ा दिया गया था, हम स्कूल नहीं जा सकती थी क्योंकि और जो बच्चे स्कूल जाते थे उसे भी मार दिया जाता था और स्कूल बमों से उड़ा दिया जाती थी। बस हम फिर स्कूल नहीं गई उसके बाद।
प्यारी मलाला, आपने हमें ये पैगाम दिया था कि हर लड़की को तालीम हासिल करनी चाहिए।
तुमने अपने आप को खतरे में डाला ताकि हम स्कूल जा सके।
मलाला, हम सब मिलकर पाकिस्तान को तब्दील करेंगे।
मलाला, आप अकेली नहीं हो।
This is a second life, this is a new life. And I want to serve the people.
Let us pick up our books and our pens. They are our most powerful weapons. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world.
In this World Children's Prize Program, 1,831,260 children voted in the global vote.
Hi Malala, I am Viggo.
And I am Samra. We are both from the Gateskolan in Arvika in Sweden.
But today we represent all 2 million children who have participated in the latest World's Children's Prize Program.
Dear Malala, all we children have studied about your life and learned from your work for girls' rights.
We 2 million children have in our global vote decided that you, Malala, is our World's Children's Prize Decade Child Rights Hero.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you, Viggo. It is such an honor to be given this award, and I am honored, and I hope that I can get more motivation from engaging with you all to continue my activism for girls' education. I have this mission to see all girls receiving safe, quality, and free education. We know that right now, all around the world, there are 127 million girls who do not have access to schooling. And these girls, they have dreams just like us. They want to be doctors, teachers, computer scientists, leaders, politicians. But lack of education deprives them from these opportunities in their life. And we know that when girls are not in school, they are behind on so many opportunities in their life. They do not get access to better health or jobs or just equal participation in society. Sometimes their rights are even denied to them, like basic human rights to have a voice, to be safe in society. So I hope that we can see this dream come true in our lifetime. So we'll continue fighting for it, and I am just honored to have this title and honored to receive the Children's Prize back in 2014, and then today again to have this title added to that. It's a huge honor. Thank you.
Dear Malala, please tell us more about your missions and advices about girls' equal rights.
Yeah, thank you so much, Samra, and thank you, Viggo, for being here with me. And I'm just so excited to be here in this conversation with you. As you know, that I advocate for girls' education around the world. I have started an organization called Malala Fund, and the mission is simple. It is to see a world where all girls can lead without fear. And it is a mission in which we want to see every girl having access to 12 years of free, safe, and quality education. As you would know, that education is a human right. Every child in any corner of the world, whether they are a girl or a boy, they should have access to complete education. They should not be denied the right to be in a classroom. But we know that this is not the reality of the world. All around the world, there are hundreds of millions of children who are out of school, and 127 million of them are girls. And sometimes these girls are denied the right to education just because of their gender, just because they are girls. This is a big mission, we know, but we can make it happen. We have seen progress over the last decades, and we can accelerate the pace of the progress. That is our goal, to push our leaders, to push our decision makers to take this issue seriously, because we know that every year when girls lose education, it is not just a loss for the girls, but it is a loss for our society, for our economy as well. We know that when girls are educated, we reduce poverty, we reduce the likelihood of conflicts. We also help in mitigating climate change, and we add up to $30 trillion to the world economy if all girls receive safe, quality, and free education. So education has social and economic advantages for the whole countries, and it also has advantages for girls. It is their basic human right to have access to education. So at Malala Fund, we advocate for girls' education together with local activists in more than 10 countries, including Pakistan, Nigeria, Afghanistan, Brazil, and a few other countries. And these activists are addressing the challenges that girls are facing on those local levels, from lack of female teachers to using technology and digital resources to take education to some of the remote areas. And they have doubled their efforts in this time of COVID because girls were stuck at home. So for instance, like in the north of Nigeria, the activists that we are supporting, they started giving radio lessons to girls because at home they had no other way to catch up on their school syllabus. So through radio stations, they could catch up on that. And in Pakistan, they're using these mobile apps, and they have also used television to promote lessons for girls so they can continue learning. But these activists are also pushing for policy level changes on the local and national level as well. And we believe that through the activism of activists around the world, we can see big and small changes, and we can soon see a world where girls will have access to the best quality education that they deserve. And I hope that we can have girls leading the world, including you, Samra, to, you have the right to be in school and to get safe and quality education. And, just because you are a girl, that does not mean that you should be denied this right. Just as Vigo has the right to be in school and to get their education. But there are countries, there are places where a girl is not allowed to be in school, either because of social norms, either because of lack of infrastructure, lack of schooling support, or because of other reasons that girls are left behind. So we want to ensure that all children can go to school and that girls are not left behind, and that especially those who are in disadvantaged communities, who are in disadvantaged places. So we know that it is a gender issue, but it also connects to the issue of income level and other identities as well, and backgrounds as well. So this is this is a big mission, but I keep on telling children that you have to dream big, because it is this hope, it is this optimism that helps us to make this world a better place. If we all give up, then there's little hope left. So it is really important for you all to keep dreaming big and to help bring the change that you would want to see in the world. So remain ambitious, remain optimistic in your dreams, and challenge the ones who are older than you to make better plans and better decisions. And I can't wait to see you leading the world and making the best policies for the world to make this world a better place for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Malala. Meeting you has been like a dream come true for us. You are really a child rights hero.
Now that this World Children's Prize Award ceremony is coming to a close, we first would like to thank Your Majesty, Queen Silvia, for assisting us here today. Dario will present our flowers to Her Majesty. So when we were coming from downstairs, Her Royal Majesty was telling us that this is an old castle and that there are many ghosts here. So we would also like to thank the ghosts for letting us use their majestic castle. It has been a pleasure having you with us today. We hope that you will carry our message with you. After the ceremony, you are welcome to join us for the award dinner at Gripsholms Vardshuis, Sweden's oldest inn, from 1609, situated 100 meters across the water surrounding the castle. We would appreciate it if you could all take your seats by 6:40. For all you dear global friends, we would like to end with a song.
Joy it's giving, but all alone I'm not good at singing. I need the choir for the words I'm bringing. My only wish is to sing a song to any friend who might be alone. I want a million to sing along so we can reach out to everyone. I want a million to sing along so we can reach out to everyone.
Jag vill ha frisk vind igenom världen som gör en medvind till segelfärden. Hur havets djup ska vi kristna följa och hela så att vår sång flyger ut i världen och den kan trösta den som